Hello, this is John, and today we'll be reading Declaring the Era of the Peace Kingdom. This speech was given by my teacher, Reverend Myung, on March 23rd, 2004. It was addressed to the United States Congress at the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. Respected members of the United States Senate and House of Representatives, religious leaders from around the world, distinguished guests, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for your presence here this evening in such a large number, in spite of your busy schedules. Ladies and gentlemen, the starting point to unravel the problems humanity faces today is the certain knowledge of God, the Father of all creation, and, on that foundation, the building of true families that live in attendance to God. This calls us to establish and attend God in our families, not as a concept, but as the substantial parent of us all. To do this, we first must clarify the relationship between God and humanity. God is the original entity of true love, true life, and true lineage, and He is the true parent of all people. If human beings had not fallen, we would have reached perfection in God's true love as His true children and lived in attendance to Him as our parent. God's plan was for perfected human beings to bond as true husbands and wives, bear and raise true children so that they would live in the kingdom of heaven on earth, and then live together eternally in the heavenly world as families in the kingdom of heaven. Think about it for a moment. If your father went to hell and only your mother went to heaven, what kind of heaven would that be? If your parents were to go to hell and only your children went to heaven, how could that be called heaven? The kingdom of heaven is where the whole family lives together in an eternal peace kingdom on earth as well. God will reside where a whole family has established a kingdom of heaven. In such a family, the world of God's original ideal, the kingdom of heaven on earth, takes root. How then are we going to bring about this family heaven on earth? First, each member of the family needs to complete his or her individual character. Each person has to shed the fallen nature that has passed from the fall down through the generations and achieve the perfection of his or her character. In other words, each person must be victorious in the struggle between mind and body. Then the world of harmony will bear fruit in each individual's perfected character, a state of one heart, one mind, and one thought. Fallen nature, which causes jealousy, envy, greed, hatred, and all other evils, will never again take root in the person who has achieved this state. Shedding the fallen nature is not evil. The reality of fallen human beings is that we vacillate, even when trying to break habits formed over the relatively short span of a few years or decades, like smoking or drinking alcohol. We cannot expect then that it will be easy to cast off fallen nature, which we inherit through lineages going back thousands, even tens of thousands of years. It is impossible by human effort alone. We need to stand on the foundation of absolute faith, establish God as our vertical axis, and struggle our entire life. Even then it is a difficult fight. We cannot even think we will gain victory unless we enter a state of absolute love for God, loving Him even more than we love our own parents and children, and attending Him as our true parent. We cannot hope to win this fight without a foundation of absolute obedience to God, following Him even at the cost of laying down our life. Herein lies the reason that religions place fasting, sexual abstinence, sacrifice, and penance in the uppermost position. We must be born again, recast as new persons, in whom heaven can reside and with whom the spirit world can cooperate. We cannot betray an iota of shame even if our entire life and being is exposed before all God's creation. Our character should be like a high noon settlement on the straight vertical line of God's grace without the slightest shadow so that Satan will flee from our presence for eternity. Second, individuals who tease such completion of character come together to form true families, and the members of these families work together to establish what I call the four great realms of heart. Such families resemble in form an individual who has accomplished the complete oneness of mind and body. I have said that the kingdom of heaven is a place we enter family by family. Not every family, however, is qualified to enter heaven automatically. You need a foundation to be a true family and to complete the four great realms of heart. A true family that can enter the kingdom of heaven is composed of true individuals who have completed the four great realms of heart in themselves, and who are of a lineage centering on God. What do I mean, then, by the four great realms of heart? I refer to the perfection of the heart of parents, the heart between a husband and wife, the heart of children, and the heart of siblings. This is found in a true family bound by God's original true love, true life, and true lineage through a chaste three-generational lineage of grandparents, parents, and grandchildren. Here the love between parents and children establishes a vertical relationship between upper and lower. The love between husband and wife establishes a horizontal relationship that brings left and right into definitive oneness. And the love between siblings establishes the relationship between front and back. In this way, God's ideal of creation is no longer a mere concept or dream. It is perfected in reality through the completion of the four great realms of heart, centered on true lineages, family by family. The realm of parental heart is acquired naturally as parents go through the process of bearing children and then raising and educating them with true love. In other words, it is a heart that enables the parents to own true love with respect to the children. Without children, no one can own love as a parent. Next, the realm of conjugal heart is a love relationship that extends true lineage. In this, husband and wife each are grateful for the other having established them as the owner of love, and each learns true love through giving and receiving with the other. They enjoy learning of true love when the husband lives for the sake of his wife, even if it means sacrificing his own life, and the wife attends her husband with the heart of attending God. The perfection of the husband-wife relationship is possible only on this basis. The moment a bride and groom share love on their wedding night with God's blessing, they inherit the palace of true love, the palace of true life, and the palace of true lineage. The wife, through her husband, received God's ideal son, who is also heaven's older brother, heaven's husband, and heaven's parent. The husband stands in a corresponding position in receiving his wife. When the realm of conjugal heart is perfected, the relationship between the husband and wife also becomes absolute, unique, unchanging, and eternal, because God is absolute, unique, unchanging, and eternal. So the term divorce cannot even exist. Theirs will be a life of happiness filled only with the blossoms of mutual respect and love. Next, how can we describe the heart of children, and how is it obtained? The parents are the center in God's position in the family, and it is impossible for a child to be born without parents. For these reasons, the relationship between parent and child is established, not by human morality, but by heavenly morality. Thus, the parent-child relationship is a vertical relationship, not horizontal. It is not a relationship of destiny, which means that human effort can change it, but it is a relationship of absolute and eternal fate. Children experience and learn the heart of true love as they attend their parents in daily life, placing their parents in a position higher than themselves. Through a natural process, they come to understand that the love, life, and lineage that they inherit from their parents originate in God. Children who watch and learn from their parents in this way will grow up to become husbands and wives who have no fallen nature, and ultimately they will obtain the position of true parents themselves. The spherical motion of the family unit that continually repeats the three-generation pattern in this way is the basic model for building the kingdom of heaven. Lastly, the realm of the heart of siblings arises through brothers and sisters who live as a family in attendance to the same true parents. I said earlier that the heart between brothers and sisters establishes the relationship between front and back. True parents are a husband and wife living in truth, and children who attend such parents will naturally learn the discipline of heavenly morality and ethics among siblings. It will be a beautiful sight where a younger brother attends and reveres his older brother as he would his father, and the older brother looks after his younger brother with a loving heart. The older brother represents front and the younger brother represents back. The older brother represents the father while the younger brother represents the mother. The perfection of the realm of heart between siblings is the foundation for all people to live for the sake of others through love and service. Respected guests, as the number of true peace family kingdoms perfecting the four great realms of heart increases, true peace tribe kingdoms, true peace nation kingdoms, and ultimately the true peace world kingdom will appear. In this way, this will become the original world of God's ideal, the kingdom of heaven on earth, the eternal kingdom of peace on earth. I am declaring this here today. Humanity has lived without certain knowledge that establishing true families is the most serious foundational commandment of heaven. A new era has arrived today. The number of people around the world who have received my teaching and are standing resolutely for the sake of building the kingdom of peace is growing by leaps and bounds. Heaven and earth are shaking with the cries of bright young people who are determined to build true families, even if they must offer their lives in order to protect their purity. Already we find hundreds of millions of blessed families around the world. These families are shoring up a world in which ethics and morality are rapidly deteriorating. That is not all. The spirit world is one step ahead of us in breaking open the age of the peace kingdom. Starting with the 5 great saints, more than 120 billion blessed families are working day and night to cooperate with us on earth and prepare for the day that is to come. According to the principle of creation, God's ideal world should be completed first on earth. Although people today are descendants of the fall, God's unending love and the spirit world's cooperation now allow us to understand the nature of the heavenly kingdom. Please recognize that it is time to accomplish a true love revolution of overwhelming proportions, taking as our example the miraculous accomplishments of the spirit world. The time has come for you as well to open your hearts and receive the secrets that heaven is disclosing in this age through me. In one sense, I am a human being living with a physical body like each of you, but in the context of heaven's providence, I am God's ambassador, sent to earth with his full authority, and sent to accomplish his command to save the world's 6 billion people, restoring them to heaven with the original goodness in which they were created. The 5 great saints and many other leaders in the spirit world, including even communist leaders such as Marx and Lenin, who committed all manner of barbarity and murders on earth, and dictators such as Hitler and Stalin have found strength in my teachings, mended their ways and been reborn as new persons. Emperors, kings, and presidents who enjoyed opulence and power on earth, and even journalists who had worldwide fame, have now placed themselves at the forefront of the column of the true love revolution. Together they have sent to earth a resolution expressing their determination in the light of my teaching of the true family ideal. They have declared to all heaven and earth that Reverend Myung is none other than humanity's Savior, Messiah, returning Lord and true parent. This resolution has been announced on every corner of the globe. Respected guests, it is now only a matter of time. Look at the world. Do you see anything that gives you real hope for the future? Sooner or later we have to give what we have to our descendants and leave this world. What gift could be more precious than that of completing the family ideal in your family, so as to guarantee eternal peace and happiness for your children? Surely no one has had such an opportunity should hesitate to take up the task of building the peace kingdom on earth, for which God has waited thousands of years. I have reached the advanced age of 85 by the Korean way of counting, but I will continue to work harder than anyone else until the day the earth overflows with God's true families. Guns in the Middle East fall silent and give way to fireworks of peace and joy, and shouts of Manse, eternal victory, celebrating the unification of my homeland Korea, echo across the Pacific to be heard in America. I hope that you leaders representing the world's 6 billion people in this ceremony will join hands with me. I call you to take the lead in building what is God's original ideal and the desire of all humanity, the peace kingdom on the earth. May God richly bless you in this reading, my friends. This video is a production of the School of the White Crane, and I am John Brooker. Please contact me through YouTube or through my email listed here. And please share this on social media and with your friends. Again, God bless you.